Welcome back to History and Freemasonry, where ancient symbols reveal timeless truths. The Forgotten Architect, Melchizedek, Abi-Shemu, and the God of Freemasonry. When a Mason steps into the lodge, he is taught about the great architect of the universe, the unseen hand that formed the world, established order, and built the temple of truth. But who is this architect, and who first served him? Tonight we explore an ancient mystery, the story of two priest-kings whose lives may in fact have been one and the same, and the God they served, known by two names, yet one and the same. The Bible introduces us to Melchizedek in just 3 short verses. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought out bread and wine. He was priest of God, Most High, El-Elyon, and he blessed Abram. Melchizedek, king of righteousness, priest of El-Elyon, the Most High God. A king and a priest united in one man, serving as the intermediary between heaven and earth. But who was he really? Scholars like Frank Moore Cross and John Day show that El-Elyon is not just another name for the God of Israel, but the ancient Canaanite title of El, the supreme creator God of the pantheon, the one enthroned above all. And here is where our journey begins, because just north of Salem, another priest-king ruled at the same time. His name was Abi-Shemu, king of Byblos. Abi-Shemu's name appears in Egyptian records and Biblian inscriptions around the same time scholars place Abraham's story, the Middle Bronze Age. Abi-Shemu, father of the name, was a priest-king of Byblos, a city famous for its sacred temples and its worship of El, the Most High. Edward Lipinski explains how Byblos kings combined political and priestly power, blessing their people in the name of El and offering tribute to Egypt. Sound familiar? Both Abi-Shemu and Melchizedek lived in the same era. Both ruled a holy city. Both bore the rare and sacred dual role of king and priest. Both served El-Elyon, the Most High. But who was this Most High God they served? Here's where the mystery deepens, because the title Most High also belonged to another god of the ancient world, worshipped in Egypt under a different name, Ptah. The parallels between Ptah and El-Elyon are profound and impossible to ignore. Both are described as the creator of heaven and earth. Melchizedek calls El-Elyon the creator of heaven and earth in Genesis. The Memphite theology calls Ptah the father of the gods who created the world through his heart and tongue. Both are the supreme God over all others, enthroned above the divine assembly. Deuteronomy describes Elyon dividing the nations among the sons of God. Egyptian texts describe Ptah as the one who gives form and function to the other gods. Both are associated with justice and kingship, ensuring order and blessing righteous rulers. Both create not by war but by thought and word, the intellectual craftsman, not the warrior. Both are described as ancient and primeval, existing before all others. Both are deeply tied to a sacred city and temple, Ptah to Memphis, El-Elyon to Jerusalem. Frankfurt writes that Ptah is the great craftsman, the one who speaks the world into being. And Psalm 33 echoes the same about the God of Israel. By the word of the Lord the heavens were made, and by the breath of his mouth all their host. Albert Pike reminds us in Morals and Dogma that the Masonic great architect of the universe is none other than this universal mind, worshipped in Egypt as Ptah, in Canaan as El-Elyon, and by us, the builders of light, as the eternal architect. So why does this matter to us as Masons? Because Freemasonry teaches that the true God is universal, not confined to one tribe or one language, but known by many names, understood through many symbols. Melchizedek, or perhaps Abi-Shemu, was a priest-king of this universal architect. His bread and wine symbolize the sustenance of life. His blessing on Abraham symbolizes the link between heaven and earth. His righteousness symbolizes the principles by which a Mason must build his inner temple. As the 33rd degree teaches us, the great architect is not simply the God of Israel or the God of Egypt, but the eternal mind, the divine builder of all that is, whom the wise of all nations have sought. So perhaps the man who met Abraham was not just Melchizedek of Salem, but also Abi-Shemu of Byblos, a priest-king known in 2 lands by 2 names, serving the same eternal architect known as Ptah in Egypt and El-Elyon in Canaan. Different languages, different symbols, same light. The great architect of the universe. If you find Masonic history enlightening, please like, share, and subscribe, and continue your journey in the light of the great architect of the universe. Thank you.